There are over 100 billion Earth-like planets out there in the Milky Way. So why haven't we found any aliens? The scary truth is that there's a very good reason, the math that breaks reality. Okay, let's start out with some fun space footage. This is a real Milky Way time-lapse. And now watch this. Whoa, a UFO was just spotted flying past the camera. Okay, I made that up. But what if something like that was actually true? What if intelligent life really is visiting our world, but choosing to stay hidden? Well, according to the Great Filter Theory, that may not be possible for much longer, because we're about to reach an exponential growth curve when it comes to finding aliens. Check out this graph. This is called the Drake equation. It was created by famous astronomer Frank Drake in 1961. Basically, it estimates the number of civilizations in our galaxy with which communication might be possible. Now, as you can see, this equation has a lot of variables and a lot of unknowns. But let's assume that most of these variables are pretty much constant. For example, the lifespan of a civilization could be around 5,000 years. That's roughly how long humans have been around, and how long we expect our civilization to last. So we'll plug in 5,000 for that. Then there's the average number of generations per year. Let's just assume 100. So now we get this. Okay, so far so good, but things are about to change dramatically. This next variable represents the fraction of planets where life actually arises. If we assume that this percentage is going to stay the same over time, then the graph will just continue to grow linearly. But here's the thing. Scientists believe that once a species reaches our level of technology, they'll likely become what's called a Type 1 civilization. Basically, this means that they've harnessed all the energy available on their planet. Right now, we're only about 0.8% of the way there. But here's where things get interesting. Scientists believe that at this stage, technological growth would be exponential. So once we plug that into the Drake equation, this happens. Yep, that's right. According to the Great Filter Theory, we're about to enter an era of rapid expansion when it comes to alien discovery. In fact, there are some theories out there that say we've already passed the point of no return. What if the reason we haven't found aliens yet is because they've already found us? Well, there's one theory that says that there's something called the Great Filter. Basically, this is the point of no return when it comes to technological advancement. Once a civilization passes this filter, there's nothing stopping them from reaching Type 2 or even Type 3. But if they fail to pass the filter, well, they never reach the stars. There are many different Great Filter theories out there. One theory says that the filter is nuclear war. After all, every single Type 2 civilization would have to harness tremendous amounts of energy to survive. And what's the best way to do that? Nuclear fusion. Well, unfortunately, we humans almost certainly have the capability of destroying ourselves with nuclear weapons. In fact, we've already tested this theory. Luckily, we're still around. But this theory claims that other civilizations don't get that second chance. They blow themselves to smithereens before they ever reach the stars. Another theory says that the Great Filter is artificial intelligence. Here's how it goes. As a civilization becomes more advanced, they eventually create AI to do their bidding. At first, this AI is relatively benign, but as it begins to spread throughout the galaxy, it starts to form swarms that eventually control entire star systems. The problem is that these AI swarms would be incredibly dangerous. In fact, they would be so advanced that there's no way for a lesser civilization to compete. So the Great Filter in this scenario would be the creation of AI. If a civilization reaches this milestone, then they would likely destroy themselves in the process. But if they fail to reach it, then they get to keep their galaxy. But perhaps the most terrifying Great Filter theory of all involves what's known as a Dyson sphere. Basically, this is a megastructure built around a star that harnesses its energy. Now, building such a structure would require a Type 2 civilization, but it would also produce a tremendous amount of energy. Unfortunately, the process of creating a Dyson sphere would also likely kill anyone nearby. So the Great Filter in this scenario would be the construction of the sphere itself. If a civilization can't build one, they're doomed. But if they do, well, congratulations. You're officially a Type 2 civilization. So those are some pretty scary theories. But there is one more that I want to share with you. It's the only hopeful possibility when it comes to the Great Filter. What if the filter isn't something we have to pass? What if it's something we are? I know it sounds kind of weird, but hear me out. What if instead of being a barrier to entry, we're actually the barrier to entry? What if we're the great filter? Okay, so now it's your turn. Comment below with your thoughts. Why do you think we haven't found aliens yet? And if you want to learn more about the great filter theory, check out the video in the description. Now, before we end this video, I want you to do something very important. I want you to stare directly at the center of your screen. You're gonna notice that something really strange is happening. You see, this whole time, I've been trying to show you a UFO. I put them in the background of every shot. But until this moment, you weren't aware of it. Why is that? Well, it's because you're not actually looking at the screen. You're looking at the reflection of the screen in your own eyes. But I'm getting a little too real right now. So let's end this with something more fun. Look closely and tell me what you see. Comment your answer below. If you want to see some truly incredible space footage, watch this video. Or watch this one instead. If you want to know the disturbing reason NASA won't talk about aliens,